Hello to all of you masters and princesses out there. Welcome back to the Uncle Yoshi channel. Today is actually Thanksgiving, and I just finished up my dinner. Just had a simple steak and potato, sweet potato and stuff like that, pumpkin pie, nothing crazy. And I promised myself I wouldn't overeat, so I just kept it very simple for this Thanksgiving, and hope all of you are having a great Thanksgiving out there, okay? So, I was kind of late to the party and the show here with Kanami's guitar, that came out last week, and it was quite the exciting week because there was so much going on in a combination of this week and last week. I went to see Baby Metal on Monday, and on Tuesday I hear for sure that it is coming out, and it was already out, right? And fortunately for me, I already kind of knew that this was coming out because I had a friend of mine go to this guitar show that they had on November 17th. He went to the BandMaid show with me on November 2nd in Nagoya, and I said, hey, you should go to this. This is going to be something cool. And, I'm like in the back of my mind, if Paul Reed Smith is coming to Japan and Kanami's going to be at this show, pretty likely they're going to have something. And I thought maybe it could be like an SE or something really affordable, but instead they went with the higher core model and only made, a couple hundred or something like that, right? So, just to show you, what the, show looked like, it was, a lot of people there, and Paul Reed Smith had, some time talk about his guitars that rival some of the Gibsons and the Fenders perhaps, and I heard that he would do the sustained note test where he would ring his guitar. It would ring a lot longer than some of the Fenders and the Gibsons, right? And so, this is a picture from one of the YouTubers from Japan that kind of gave a detailed explanation of what happened. So, and there's like, you see here, there's English translation. So you might want to take a look at that, and I'll put a link down in the description box so you guys can see it. So, my friend went to this guitar show. I don't know. Yeah, I think he went there right when it started, or he was kind of late, but he got there in time, but he was way in the back, right? So he was able to take a picture of when Kanami's turn came. He was able to take pictures of the guitars, her guitars, and I heard that a lot of the fans were like, hey, can we take pictures? And they were initially saying no or something. But eventually, the people there relented, say, okay, you could take pictures. So now you see, this is the green original first one that she ever bought, the green Tempest or Trampus, whatever it's called. And, this one here is the 35th anniversary, guitar that came out somewhere around 2020. And this is her go-to guitar at the moment. I've seen her play this guitar the most, from the 2022 tour. 2023, she used this guitar again at the most recent live show that I went to see, the November 2nd Okuji, right? And she also used this private stock guitar for the second half of the show when I went, right? I don't know how it went with the following Zepp Haneda tour, like they had two shows there. I'm sure she used a combination of these plus this one here, right? Let me try and move my face here. All right. Hopefully my face is not showing, but, this is the, signature guitar on the left. So it derived from this Trampus green guitar, the original one she had. And there are some differences to it. So we'll get into that a little later. But what I wanted to show you, I got some information. Let's see. Let me go to the next page. Let me see. All right. So, I got this book that has gear, BandMaid gear, like they cover everybody's gear. And these are two pages that show Kanami's PRS from the past. And the one on the right here, this one is the green original one that you just saw. And the switches are a little different, right? It's got the white toggle switch over here. But over here on this one, it has, the new one has the, two little dip switches, or however you want to call them, and you have another toggle switch like that. So it's a little different, right? And so there are some things that they are written over here that Kanami mentions. Some of it is like Kanami's verbiage here. So let me find the exact verbatim here. All right, we'll start off with the trumpet screen, because that's the one that originated. That's where they based the signature model from, this one, right? From the trumpet screen. So it says this is her main guitar for regular and drop D tuning. So drop D tuning basically means this E string right here, the fat E string, gets tuned lower to a D instead of an E, okay? And featuring a beautiful figured maple top and trumpet screen fade finish. I often use it for leads in recordings. When she means by leads, it's like guitar solos. So she uses this guitar to record guitar solos on a lot of her tracks, it looks like, okay? And that's directly from Kanami, right? And then she talks about the two tone controls here, the volume and tone control. The pickup select, or including the pickup selector, right? So the pickup selector has been changed from a 5-way to 3-way, which is another feature of this unit. So see the old one, this is not the oldest, I think this is newer, but still the old traditional ones, I think they had these blade switches, but this one has the little toggle switch, right? And it says the pickup itself is the company's original 8515. That's these two over here. And then just like the purple custom 24, but the difference in the wiring of this control section inevitably creates a difference in the character of the sound and output. So you see all these, I don't know if you can see over here. Yeah, there's, well, on this one it doesn't have the dip switches, but you can, I think you can pull up and down on these and it'll split the coils perhaps. It doesn't really talk about that here, but all right, we'll go on. It says the green custom 24 features a rare Corina neck and body back. So see this color here. This usually is made out of mahogany for most of the PRS guitars, but this one is made out of Corina, which is a little, I think it's a little bit more warm sounding perhaps. And both the neck on the back here and the body is made out of Corina, and it gives a rich mid-range and quite a good sound. Okay, it is a perfect match for Miku, she calls a Kobato, who produces sounds leaning towards the high range. So you have high range and then you have a mid-range that, you know, it's a complement, right? Who supports the low end. Oh yeah, Misa supports the low end and with the 5-string bass, and the fretboard is made out of rosewood. Okay, so now she talks about the bridge, which is this thing here, right? This over here. It's a gold color on this one. Both of the two PRS models introduced here are equipped with a unique tremolo unit called Gen 3 tremolo. The only part of the saddle where the strings rest is not plated, which contributes to the creation of a natural and straightforward tone while also creating rich sustain. So I guess this one she likes a lot. And I think I have the same kind of bridge on my PRS SE. And this one's kind of like a gold color, it looks like. And this one's like a chrome. And so now we'll kind of focus on the PRS purple. This purple one I think she got afterwards. And this guitar features gorgeous specifications such as a figured maple top. That's the top over here. And on the back, figured maple top, a spectacular grain. The back and neck is made out of carefully selected mahogany and a rare ebony fingerboard. So this one here, not like rosewood. This is a little bit less dark. This is like pitch black dark. Like ebony is dark, right? And it's the main guitar for drop C sharp tuning. So this is a lower tuning compared to this one, I would think. And some of the BandMaid songs have lower tuning, so I think she would switch to this. And I've seen her play this one in older Okujis back in the, 2017, 18, 19, somewhere around there. I've seen her use this guitar, right? So let's go on to, okay, fingerboard. It features a unique compression feel, and while the Custom 24 generally uses a rosewood fingerboard, This instrument uses an ebony fingerboard. It is one of the essential elements of the Kanami sound, which requires clear pronunciation even in drop C-sharp tuning. And it has good contrast, whatever that means, okay? And then the body, the combination of figured maple and violet purple burst finish creates a body top with an overwhelming presence. Not only does it have the hard resonance and realistic sound that is unique to maple, but it also has a beautiful look that instantly catches your eyes, right? And then she talks about a little bit about the pickups here. The pickups are the company's original 8515 pickups for both the front and rear. When they say front, I think this is front and this is rear, right? And Kanami says, I was looking for more gain and I ended up with PRS, and they feature tight bass and clear treble. So before she used a dictone guitars, and maybe the pickup output was not as high. This one has a little bit more oomph to it, so you get a little bit more distortion from the guitars. So those are the two I wanted to show you before we get into the nitty-gritty for the new guitar, the signature guitar. But let me just show you what happened with Jimmy, because here, hold on, go here, go there. All right, so hopefully my mugshot is here on the bottom left. Now Jimmy got to actually meet PRS, which I'm really jealous, because I would have loved to pick his brain a little bit. You only get like a few minutes to be with him, and you could take a picture, and he signs or gives you a signed photo. So that's kind of cool. And he got a bunch of these like things. I don't know if it was given to him or he picked it up himself. That I don't know, but yeah, he sounded like he looks pretty happy, right? You get to see quite a legendary person in the guitar world, so that's really cool. Because Mr. Les Paul is no longer here with us, right? So when you get to meet people like that, it's really cool. And you know, Paul Reed Smith, he's not that young, right? He's close to his 70s, maybe. So it's really good to meet him, see him live. That would be awesome. And the back plate here, I got this picture on Twitter somewhere, where she had to sign 200 of them. So that's a lot of signing to do. That's a lot of work, right? But that's her signature. And well, what if you're someone who bought this guitar and you're going to actually play it, my recommendation is to take this one off and secure it somewhere and get a secondary plate and just put it back on there so that you don't ruin Kanami's signature, right? So that's something that I thought of for those people who are going to play this guitar. I know some people who bought it are going to just kind of like, keep it as like a collector piece and not play it. But guitars are meant to be played. So if you do have one, or if you're going to get one, and you got one, it's on its way, definitely try and learn how to play, even if it's just a few chords. This guitar is going to sound so awesome. Now, since I had the inside scoop from my buddy Jimmy here, I was ready for potential release. Now, we did speak about, hey, if it does get released and it's only a release in Japan, let me know the price and all that stuff, and can you secure one for me? And he's like, all right, we'll see what we can do. And 2-3 hours later, I'm emailing PRS customer support. I'm like, hey, I heard that they're going to be coming out with this Kanami guitar. Where can we buy it? Can you let me know? And so I was emailing support. And then I'm like, let me just take a look at the website, and it's already there, right? That picture of Kanami, let me see, where is it? Over here. This picture was on the website already, so I was like, oh, it's probably available. So I start looking for the guitars online, especially Sweetwater and Guitar Center, and I just typed in PRS Kanami. That's all I did. PRS Kanami and Sweetwater, it came up. I'm like, ooh, it came up. I'm like, all right, how much is it? $5,980, right? And I'll go over all those little details later. But my heart was pounding because that's a lot of money. And, I'm like, should I buy it? I don't know. But I knew in the back of my mind from when she released the private stock guitar, if there was ever a Kanami guitar, and it's especially a limited release of like, a couple hundred, chances are it's going to sell out really quick based on how I know BandMaid fans are. Like, they just buy, right? They just buy stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to pull the trigger. So I call my sales rep, and of course it was his day off. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, how am I going to get this guitar? I'm like, all right, so I have to speak to somebody else. And I spoke to somebody else, and they said that, I need to increase my credit line, call the credit card company. It's called Synchrony. Like, if you're trying to buy anything from Sweetwater, get a Synchrony card that's linked to Sweetwater, and you get credit, and you'll be able to use that card to pay it off over time. So this is where I was ready, in the sense that you didn't have to come up with 6,000 plus tax. You don't have to come up with that kind of money right away. You can use, time to pay it off, right? A couple $100 a month or something. It comes out to, if it's 36 months. So I was able to order it online, but, when you do that, I'm thinking, well, everybody else is probably ordering online. So how do you know for sure that, you're definitely in for at least one guitar? So it remains to be a question mark. I know people bought from Guitar Center and all that stuff, but we don't know. Hopefully, yes. And I spoken to Sweetwater reps, a couple of them, and they said, yeah, you're secured, but we'll see, right? So after that event, like that whole day, you start to get more information, and everybody is super excited about her guitar and how well deserving it is for her to get one of these, first Japanese person to get a Kanami, a PRS signature guitar. All great news, right? We're so happy for her. And I heard like she was in tears when she got the guitar, and even Akane in the back, or she was in like the second level or something. And when they handed over the guitar, Corey Smith handed over the guitar, it was like a very emotional moment. And so many people are chiming in, and this is just awesome, right? And I wanted to do a video like this, like everybody else, at the same time, but I said, let me digest a lot of the information and come up with my thoughts afterwards. And I'm sure like a lot of people want the guitar, but they couldn't get one because it was too expensive. And also the fact that it pretty much sold out quickly within like 2-3 days or something, right? And I know Sweetwater sold out in like 4 hours, right? So here's a close look at this guitar. You have this green quilt top finish, and it has like that black dark binding, and it's just really beautiful, right? The truss rod, not truss rod, the whammy bar is also black, and it's got like this black finish bridge, which is really cool. 8515 pickups. And this is the new TCI version. The older ones were TM versions, right? And then you have these little dip switches, and these switches will split the coils. Usually if it's down like this, they're just, both of them will be on. But if you push one up, I think one of them shuts off and one of them stays on. Something like that. And you could mess around with this to do however you please. And this is the switch that makes it go on here. Middle is 2 of them, and then if you push this up, it goes to only this one. Then you mess around with these, and you get all kinds of different tones, right? So this is really cool. So just to summarize some of the facts, it is again limited to 200 worldwide, and I heard that 100 of them were reserved for U.S. domestic market, and 50 of them were Japanese market, and the rest of the 50 are overseas somewhere else. Now, we know how the USA market just swallowed up these guitars, and they were sold out pretty quick. Sweetwater, I heard they had 18 of them, and they sold out in 4 to 6 hours. Guitar Center probably had more, but we don't know how many they have, or they had. And it was like, there was a back-ordered status on it, and you could add to the cart and place the order and get yourself in line. But eventually, they closed that off and said sold out too, right? So Chicago Music Exchange had some as well, but it really did sell out pretty quickly. And so what I did was contact Jimmy again and say, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to buy one? I see a listing, on some of the Japanese dealers. One's called Ikebe, and they offered him 60 months, 0%. And he was very, very close to ordering one. But at the last moment, he saw how angry his wife would be because he doesn't make a lot of money. And to pay even 60 months, you know, that's still a lot to pay over many years. So he backed out and didn't buy it. But the key was the 200, right? It was so limited. He really wanted to have something this awesome, you know, once in his lifetime, right? But at the last moment, he's like, well, if you're getting it, maybe I won't get it or something like that. And so he backed out. But you know what I should have said is I should have just like, you know, just get it. I'll help you pay for it or something, right? And maybe there's another chance we might get it. You know, somebody might put it up on the secondary market, just can't pay for it for whatever reason. And if it comes up, maybe he'll get it that way. But yeah, Sweetwater had 18 to sell. I'm one of them. And I'm sure there are some of us that, you know, are in for one, at least one. And Guitar Center has a bunch of them, I would think. And then Chicago Music Exchange has some as well, right? So this is the sold out thing here is a listing that I saw on Ikebe. It was going fast over there as well. I thought maybe the Japanese people wouldn't be able to pay, you know, this kind of money like so easily. But when it comes to something like this, they find a way. And I think they probably took advantage of the 60 months for the listings on Ikebe and bought it up. And I went to Digimart. There's a digimart.net. If you go there, they have other vendors listing the Kanami guitar, and I saw like maybe 3 or 4, but it went pretty fast. And within like 3 days, 2-3 days, they were all sold out, right? So what we have here is all of the details about Kanami's signature guitar. The highlight, I would say, are 3 things, right? The ribbon, this is called a truss rod cover. And it has the BandMaid logo ribbon on there. And then you have Kanami's signature on the back plate of the controls. Like these are the controls, but if you wanted to like change them or whatever, you have to get in here, you know, and the wires for the pickups go on there and stuff like that. So you have to be able to open it up, right? So that's why they have a cover here. And what I'm going to do, which I mentioned before, is to buy a separate cover and change it, because I'm probably going to like, you know, zip this up somewhere and like put it in a safe, secure place so that I don't have Kanami's like signature like wear off, because I'm gonna be playing this guitar, right? And the other one, which is very interesting, you usually don't get this inlay. The bird inlay is a little different from the usual one. See how on both of these older guitars they have the bird inlays like this, right? Like this, right? But on her signature guitar, it has a little bit different kind of a bird inlay. I forget what it was called, but very nice, right? And you know, all of the details, everything else, black tuners, the locking tuners, Paul Reed Smith signature, solid body. You have the quilt finish. All those things are there. So, oh yeah, it's called brush stroke birds. There it is. Oh, as far as the neck shape, they have like 3, 4 or 5 neck shapes, and pattern thin is one of the most comfortable ones. And yeah, I'm glad that it is. They have pattern regular and vintage, maybe vintage something, pattern vintage or something like that. I don't remember the other ones, but they're beefier necks, and I don't like beefy necks, right? It's a little bit hard to play with those, but some people prefer that. This is the tone control, 3-way toggle over here. Yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything. You know, on one picture, on this one, it's like a chrome color bar, but on the other picture, it was like completely black. So I don't know what we're going to be getting here, right? Yeah. So that is what I have for you guys today. I do have some stuff that I can offer to you guys. I got the Kanami, not Kanami, Akane drumsticks. I have like at least 10 of them here that I can get to you guys. Some of it will be for sale and some of it will be for giveaway. So I'll do a video on that separately, and maybe some other stuff that I got. Like I bought a bunch of stuff from Japan, so I'll do like a showcasing video on that and go over more specifics about what I can offer to you guys, including the Zippo that we did a raffle earlier in the year. I think I should do one sometime in December, so stay tuned for that. So if you're brand new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. All of you who are currently subscribers and viewers, thank you very much for all the support, for all your comments and all the likes and all the great encouragement you get from BandMaid. So I will have another video hopefully soon, and so I'll see you next time. All right, thanks for watching.